Okay, so welcome to Web Launch Academy. I'm doing the final changes to this nonprofit website. And this is a church website, so I'm doing this for charity. Doing this for the crowns in heaven. Alrighty. So I got these final change requests from the client, and just doing that here. So they just said make sure to update these things. So obviously, yeah, corrections here. Change the sentence. So Claude pretty much does all of that pretty well, and so it's not really a big, not really a big task, but it does constitute a revision round because any like request is just like it requires just that much attention. It's usually always like just a little bit of attention, no matter how small the change is, because I want to make sure it's all being done correctly. So it's minor, it's simple, but with whenever there's a website change, it's like you have to make sure everything actually is implemented correctly. Add pastor content, so yeah, so this is fine. It's all following what was requested. So Bill Beatty from Deacons. Okay. Okay, so yeah, trustees should be in alphabetical order. So actually, I think trustees, I wonder if that's in the Airtable. I think that was supposed to be in Airtable. So let me make sure that is all consistent. So this is kind of what I mean. Like I'm kind of like making sure that all of this stuff is in the right place. It's very simple to change text, but it's it's another thing to make sure the changes are correct and that they're in the right place and that they're modifiable so that the data can be updated. So in Airtable, there's no data in the leadership table. So I wonder if I should have Claude implement the leadership in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that use this table to include any leadership roles like butter rolls leadership roles for now. For now, just put leadership data, pastors, deacons, let's see, position, yeah, deacons, in here as backup data. Hard is fine for now to keep in the website. Yeah, so this should be fine. And yeah, I think just putting that data into Airtable should probably be better. I want any data that the church might want to change to be in Airtable so that they can be pretty flexible, and so it's not like they have to go into VS Code and change the code of their site manually. that's obviously not what they want to do. Yeah, let's do this. Fetch data. So it's fetching the data. It shouldn't see anything, right? Like, there's no data in there. So it should just see that I wonder if I was being clear. Yeah, I think it's like confused. No data in the leadership table. I want you to add appropriate data to that table from any hard-coded data about leaders, such as pastor, deacon, yeah, add, yeah. So, okay, yeah, so that's it. I think it was confused about how I said that, because I think it interpreted me saying integrate as like fetch the data from Airtable and put it into the website. I'm saying no, don't do that yet. And let me see here. And look at that. Everything was added here. So that's great. And yeah, all that data added beautifully. And, you know, I can even, if they want to hire me after this and pay me more money, I can always like put in particular sections in the website to fetch this data, so they can modify within the table rather than having to hard code everything. Oh, so it's actually updating to use the fetch data. Yeah, I guess that's fine. That's probably good. That way, this stuff can be used. Okay. The question I have, though, is this going to affect the page load speed? The performance. Will it affect performance? Being changed constantly. Can you? So I have, yeah, where did my Claude shortcut go? I don't know. I don't know where the Claude shortcut went, so I'll just have to go in the normal way. It's funny. When I go into the Claude page for my account, it says Matt is thinking. Yes, I am thinking. Constantly thinking. All right, so website development. Okay, so So I'm giving Claude a pretty pretty sophisticated prompt here, because most people, if you don't have website building experience, most people aren't going to think about different, specific coding strategies for smart loading, and how all that's going to be. So you kind of have to be, I think I'm giving a good amount of experience to this client based on how much I'm charging them. Honestly, I could be like a freelancer from out of high school and charge what I'm charging them. So just hopefully they're happy. Hopefully they're thankful with what they're getting. Yeah, I think so. Build time, static generation, and possible, and longer ISR windows. Yeah, so current ISR. Yeah. 7 days, 7 days. Yeah, so we should use build time, static generation where possible. Yeah, okay. I think that's right. I think this is probably better. Changes. Yeah, okay, so this is good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, static site generation. That's, I think, what I like. Okay. Yeah, so let me just make sure all of that is done. Once I get this going. Yeah, this also allows Airtable to not be, um, to not be hitting the limits on Airtable, which is going to save money, and that's always a good thing. Oh, I also, did I already send that email? Mm. Okay, so hopefully all these changes are done, and I can basically move on from this very, very big project that I've been doing. This was a bear of a project too. Everything looks right. Let's see. Fellowship. In the visitor guide. Let's see. Where's the visitor guide? Is he talking about visit us? Oh, okay. So, alright. So that's good. Ample free parking. Okay. Call to confirm. Yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't like change these icons. They look they look like a video game. That's what Claude does. These icons are so cheesy, but they're fine. They are fine. They're great. I love them. Yeah, but let's let's do let's do one more test and make sure. Let's just make sure these like check out. I never had NetLifey, did I? Yeah, okay. So NetLifey will be there. Log into NetLifey. Okay, anyway, let's just go with let's actually commit and push, commit and deploy. Yeah, deploy changes, that's fine too. I usually say push because that's like the git command, but I think Claude will understand if I say deploy. So, stage. Okay, so let's just make sure this works. Okay. And probably just erase all the data. I think last 7 days, that's fine. Delete all data. That way we'll get a nice cleared cache. And let's see how well this loads. Has the performance suffered? Okay, still passing scores. Man, that usability is always like ARIA attributes. Let's make sure. Let's make sure these are okay. Test. Yeah, still I guess it's like the ARIA attributes. I don't even know what that means. Oh, it's these like, yeah. Indicator active. In roles where they are prohibited can mean that important information is not communicated to users of assistive technologies. Okay. Yeah, I think it implemented the ARIA attributes because okay, so let me actually go into that view. Okay, yeah, it looks good here. Loads quickly. Yeah, everything looks fine in mobile. I'm looking at the mobile on my phone right now and not seeing any problems. It's all very snappy. Visit us. Sermons. Ministries. Missions. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's all fine. Yeah, all of this looks fine. So it's really just like these minor issues that always come up. Just always seems like there's some issue whether you do one thing or another. It's like these were changed from buttons, those little things. But I think in the about page it had uh, a real performance issue. So I'm gonna just check the about page, but everything else should be fine. There's nothing really changed anywhere else. That should make a difference. Okay, so 93 performance in the about page. Everything else is 100, so so about page performance. Yeah, let's just have Claude do some of these changes, and then we'll just leave it as it is because I mean it's totally fine. Like it's basically not noticeable. Excellent, yeah. About page 93. Scores are solid scores. Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't have a problem with these scores. This is the thing about Lighthouse scores, and it's exactly why I say I guarantee 90 plus scores. Is because there are trade-offs with these, and it's like, it's all just surface level like indications of like, oh, this is technically not correct and blah blah blah. Well, where like meanwhile it actually makes the most sense to do these things, these techniques. So I think I'm just gonna leave it as is. They're 90 plus. They're pretty basically like the best they can be, and so yeah, I'm gonna be a-okay with this, and yeah, they should be fine with this too. That's that's the best I can do. All right, so agree. Do we even need a commit? Yeah, untracked changes, not uncommitted. Yeah, so let's just remove those. Thought those were okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good here. So everything is totally fine and totally clean. And I'm happy to say that I have done everything in my power to make this site the best that it can be with the content that I was provided. Obviously, you know, they didn't tell me to change the icons. So I will be awaiting the domain name, and then I'll implement that whenever they want. But yeah, basically right now my work here is done. So that is website building. Another day, another dollar. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you later. Thanks for everyone who stopped by or anyone who has been a longtime supporter of Web Launch Academy. Long time being last month. That's when we started. Long-time supporter means just a month in. So if that's you, really appreciate it. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.